Sorry to keep you, ladies and gentlemen, waiting. We're now going to have the performances. And taking us through this program is Steve Lensoa. He's the Seisen Parents Association president. And this year at Seisen, we're trying to get his learning to love, loving to learn with community and collaboration with the parents to get us to this program. Thank you very much for waiting, and I hope that you enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much for coming. I heard that this was a wonderful day with a lot of great speeches. We'd like to go with the program and just continue going with the encore performances here. And for the first encore performance from the dramatic duo, please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. We have Ayush Dwivdi and Kenta Misaki.
Now, they were called on off because of the lack of budget. But Joe Bob Whoopsie has found a way to use the sets and costumes from last year's show, San South Pacific. And he's hoping this is going to be the first ever show of My Fair Lady set in Polynesia.
How? I'll tell you, Alice. Something like that should be liable to put us right on the map.
On the map, right on it.
A little up.
Yep. So Joe Bob Whoopsie says to get on your Hawaiian shirts and your dress shirts and your coconuts and get out there on the Counter Baptist Church for an audition for My Fair Lady.
That's right. Come on out.
Come on out, because you never know, you might just get a part. And now we're thirsting for that weather report. Thirsting for that weather report? What happened this time? What do you mean you lost it? Look for it! But please, we have some inconveniences going on. Please hold on.
Well, we got a bit of everything. Rain coming from the north, and the south, and the east, and the west. The weather's gonna be miserable and cloudy, yeah. Well, it's gonna rain for several days. So get out those raincoats.
Well, you heard it, folks. Rain, yeah, rain. Thank you, Thurston. We do appreciate your support. This just in. Our Sneaky has spotted a UFO over Lake Mobay. He says it looks like a gigantic hovering chalupa without the guacamole. He warns that attack is imminent. What? That's what it says. It does.
While we check on that, now for commercial.
This is Pinefish speaking to you from the Greater Tuna Hawaiian Society. And I'm here to introduce the pet of the week. And well, his name is Yip. And well, he has this is his fifth appearance in the pet of the week. And well, he has a head tendency. And we know there's some deaf person listening out there. Stop it! We know there's some deaf person listening out there who just would love to have this pet. So if you would like to have this pet, and you know you would be a great owner for it, please call me at the Pinefish 4777. Stop it! Please call anytime, day or night. Please call! I have to get rid of this dog!
Interrupting this program is a news report.
Our Navy has just discounted the recent sightings of UFO. He stated that he was drunk when he actually claimed to sight it. So he said that everyone should just forget about it. He was drunk.
Well, we all thought it was something.
We did.
Hell, it had to be. Oh, this was just it too. Now to sports. The Tuna High Jaguars has lost their season opener against the Cobra Comanches. It was a hard-fought contest, but in the end, the Purple and Green Jacks were on a short one, 48 to nothing scale.
Close one.
Coach Raven Cassie has evaluated his loss this way.
Well, we might be last because we couldn't score. The fact that the other team had 7 touchdowns was another reason we lost. Now, if you counter those 2 factors, you got it, Todd. I'm being proud of my boys anyway, so it's good.
So, anyways, we have to say good night, Dia.
Good night.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
And remember our motto, if you can find someplace you like better than tuna,
Move!
Wonderful speech. Another round of applause for Next on to storytelling. We have Rie Linderman.
First of all, please excuse my voice. I lost it this morning. Um, well, my grandparents, or Gigi and Baba's house, has always been a very special place for me to return to, because no matter how much my life changes or wherever I'm at, wherever I move, I always find that has this sort of security because it doesn't change. But alas, grandparents grow older and things do begin to change. And although I wrote this story from my own experiences, I think it speaks to the universal audience. As I walk into Baba and Gigi's living room, I take in a breath of familiarity. Everything just as I left it, just as it had left me. It is as though the house has been awaiting me, untouched, unchanged amid the months that have passed. A vacuum, almost. Behind me stands a European wooden cabinet stocked with plates and goblets from the many places my grandparents have called home. Costa Rica, New York, Japan, Barcelona. From each floral print teacup to silver teaspoon, china pot to crystal vase, there is a story to be told. The glaze on Baba's Peruvian clay pitcher reflects the sunset and memories. It reminds me of the cultures that they have been a part of, the cultures that have become a part of them. On the table beside me, there are pictures. My grandmother and I in matching flamenco costumes, an awkward mid-pubescent portrait of me, and a faded photograph of Baba among her 6 siblings during the war, lined up, one after the other. The pictures show a vibrant tapestry of where we came from, where we have been, and where we are. There's simplicity to the room, repetition, consistency, a silent energy, a heartbeat, uninterrupted, a soul. The fat orange goldfish swings in a perpetual loop around its glass tank. It dives up, eats, dives back down, and continues its ceaseless journey around the glass, uninterrupted. Next to the television, there's a clock. It ticks forward, back, and forward again in an endless loop, resilient against the unrelenting waves of time. Its hands row against the current, constant through change, always in the present. Yet, the air is different now, as though a window's been open. The outside winds syncopate the rhythm within. Gigi's asleep next to me, on his favorite chair facing the kitchen. I'm never entirely sure if he's actually asleep or simply listening to the hectic tranquility of Baba's cooking, eyes closed. He taught me how to throw a baseball, the word personification, to have her back straight and eyes at a distance when drawing, say salud when someone sneezes. He was a war child, nestled in the deep countryside of Japan, a Bronx-living, salsa-dancing Manhattan businessman, a proud father of 3. Yet the man sat beside me has an arched back, shaking hands, slower movements, softer expressions. I reach into Gigi's can of colored pencils. They have grown shorter over the years, slowly shredded. The pigment is not nearly as vibrant as before. The The kitchen counter is not nearly as tall as I remember. Be careful, don't hit your head on the counter, Val would say. Now, I lean over it to watch her cook. The mirror in the bathroom shows a different reflection, but then again, it has never known much consistency. Changing. Familiar, but changing. At night, I lay on the futon in the tatami room, listening to the distant murmurs of my grandparents through the narrow slit between the door and the wall. For the first time, I'm frightened by the familiarity of it. The mocking glare of change is too much to bear. He's looking down at me as I lie on the floor laughing because I'm a fool for familiarity, naive, spoiled by stability. I wish I could lie here forever. I wish I could unarch Gigi's back, hold his shaking hand still. I wish the clock would tick forward and back and forward again in an endless loop. I wish the fish would swim round and round and round in its tank, never ceasing. I wish, but change does not care for wishes.
Very much. Very emotional, very touching. Thank you very much. Next up, we have multiple reading. And this is from the Seisen War team, consisting of Sophia Baker, Luis Barrios, Yoko Hara, Yu Nagashima, and Ryu Shimada.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Johnny.
Thanks, Obama.
Free Shabakadoo!
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Johnny.
Thanks, Obama.
Free Shabakadoo!
Thanks, Obama.
Johnny.
In case you were wondering what that was, no, that was not an accurate depiction of the average Gen Z kid.
But a selection of some of 2018's dankest memes.
For all parents.
Confused parents, teachers,
Confused teachers.
Confused friends. Confused Apache
and
helicopters.
unwoke kids out there, you might be wondering, what is a meme?
A meme is defined as a humorous image
Video.
or a piece of text.
That is copied often with slight variations and spread rapidly by internet users.
However, in reality, a meme can be one of thousands of things. A website.
For a brief time in 2011, searching up the URL
Loser.com.
would take you to the Wikipedia page of our Lord and Savior.
Kanye West.
My greatest pain in life is that I will never be able to see me perform live. But today, the website is a Donald Trump news site.
Yikes. Mr. Trump, how do you define your relationship with China? You can do anything. Grab him by the...
Meme can also be a movie scene.
Rose! Rose! A meme can be a song. Let's go!
Never give you up, never let you down, never run around, never desert you.
A meme can be a video clip.
A 5, 6, 7, 8.
Take on
But the most incredible trait specific to memes is their ability to evolve with an ever-changing consumer population.
This means that as generations have passed, memes have adapted to suit the rising trends and fads of the youth.
But let's see if memes, amongst various other factors associated with technology, have affected the ability of teenagers to socialize properly. Let's compare 1988 to 2018.
Oh man, I love the new Wham record. Man, those hammer pants look totally hip.
Thanks, dude. I had to work 14 hours at Chili's just to make enough for it. $6. Can you believe it?
$6, not even. That's like actually how much my first 2 semesters cost.
Hey!
Oh, dumb Supreme sweater, dude!
Dude, I just sell my right testicle. I'm being crushed by my student debt.
Student debt? Wow, me too. I've been living on nothing but ramen packets for 3 weeks.
Oh!
Uncooked.
Oh!
I can't afford water either.
Eh.
Let's dance. Now we can see from the get-go how their financial situations differ. But let's see how they react when we throw in an unexpected variable. A girl! Hey.
Hey, baby doll. Would you mind loaning me a quarter?
What for?
I want to call my mom and tell her I just met the woman of my dreams.
Pretty good. I give it an 8.
Baby, if fewer words on a page, you'd be what they call fine print. Look, I may not be Fred Flintstone, but I bet I can make you better off.
Let's see how a typical hookup would look like in 2018.
You matched with Carl on November 7th, 2018.
Are you Carl?
Yeah, I am. Hey, can I tell you something I never told anyone before?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure my right foot is 0.15 centimeters shorter than my left foot, and I'm really insecure about it. It's a really big cause of my crippling self-doubt, and it keeps me from accomplishing the smallest of my tasks.
And back again. The sufficient evidence has risen to support the fact that teenagers from any generation are terrible at flirting. But the effect of memes on socialization extends further.
Some people sink even deeper into the depths of the internet, to the point of addiction.
Let's watch in on the Tuesday night support group for teenagers suffering from extreme meme dependency.
Hi everybody, welcome to Memeaholics Anonymous. Those affected by meme addiction can work on putting out these negative sources of stress from our lives so we can live our lives meme-free. We begin with our usual pledge.
No memes, we are a team.
Who wants to start us off today?
I guess I'll go. Hi, amigos. My name is Jose Ricardo Gerardo Gonzalez Garcia Jimenez Peruvian. But you can call me Jose. It's been almost 2 years now since she's been gone. Most days I still can't get out of bed. I relied on her so much.
Let it out.
I just really miss Vine, okay?
Josie!
And my name is Jose.
Hi, I'm Genevieve.
Hi, Genevieve.
GIF. I don't know which it is. It's really terrible. I like the part. I mean, we all know the maker says it's GIF, but the G stands for graphic.
But it is GIF, isn't it?
Of course not! It's obviously G.
Genevieve, we appreciate your struggle. We need to ask ourselves, which would you prefer? Death, insanity, or recovery? I'm Sally.
Hi, Sally.
And I was addicted to bottle flipping. I just couldn't stop it anymore. I've already developed 4 types of arthritis in this hand from overuse and strain of my wrist. I keep this token of this bottle cap to remind myself that I'm 27 minutes clean. But even now, I still feel myself itching to grab the emergency bottle I keep in my bag. back pocket. Don't do it. You make me do this. Withdrawal. It's too much.
Stay strong, Sally!
Must. Bottle flip.
Fight against these!
The urge is subsided. I'm okay. I'm okay. What about you?
I'm Todd.
Hi, Todd.
I'm here, recovering from very severe emotional trauma from last week.
Would you like to talk about it?
Last Friday, I sent a meme to group chat.
It's alright, we all make mistakes occasionally.
They all said they already saw it. One of them even called it out a stale meme.
Can we ask what the meme was?
Well, there was a kid wearing a backpack doing some sort of funny dance Kanto.
Don't worry, he'll get better. Jim!
The liars! Thanks, Obama. So, memes, are they
Poetry or putrefaction?
genius or grotesquerie?
However you feel about memes, there's bound to be a meme that captures that feeling.
Go on. You know you want to look it up. It's just another click away.
Great job, thank you. Next up, we do have poetry interpretation by Sarah Samune.
A few weeks ago, Apple launched their new iPhone XS Max. And desperate to get their hands on the newest model, consumers lined up for hours in front of the stores. As one of the last people in my grade to have purchased an iPhone, and one of the only people who still has not downloaded Snapchat, I often wonder what it is we're buying through these gadgets. What it is we truly seek from them. I present touchscreen. Introducing the new Apple iPerson, complete with multi-touch and volume control. Doesn't it feel good to touch? 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 My world is so digital. I have forgotten. Feels like. It used to be hard to connect with friends from clicks, but it's even more difficult to connect now that clicks form friends. But who am I to judge? I face Facebook more than books face me, hoping to look face to faces. I pay my status 420 spaces just to prove that I'm still breathing. Failure to do this daily means my whole wide world will forget that I exist. But with 3,000 friends online, only 5 I can count in real life. Why wouldn't I spend more time in a world where there are more people than like? Did you? Here. It doesn't matter if I'm an amateur person, so long as I have a profile. My smile is 50% genuine, 50% genuine HD. You will need Blu-ray to read the whites of my teeth. But I'm not that focused. 10 tabs open, hoping my problems can be resolved with a 1600 by 1700 resolution. This is a problem with this evolution. Doubled over, we used to sit in treetops till we swung down and stood upright. Then someone slipped a disc, and now we're doubled over at desktops. From the Garden of Eden to the branches of Macintosh, Apple picking has always come at a great cost. iPod, iMac, iPhone, iChat, I can do all of these things without making eye contact. We used to sprint to pick and store blackberries, now we run to the Sprint store to pick blackberries. It's scary. I can't hear the sound of Mother Nature speaking over all this tweeting, and along with it is our ability to feel it's fleeting. You would think these headphone jacks inject in the flesh the way we connect e-pills. So we e-trade, email, emotion like e-commerce because now money can buy love for $9.95 a month. Click to proceed to checkout. Click to X out where our hearts once were. Click, I've uploaded this hug. I hope she gets it. Click, I'm holding my daughter over a Skype conference call while she's crying in the crib next door. Click, so when my phone goes off in my hip, I touch and I touch and I touch and I touch. Because in a world of voices only live and laughter is never heard. I'm so desperate to feel that I hope that technologic can reverse the universe of the screen, can touch me back. And maybe one day it will. And our technology is advanced enough to make us human.
Next, in the category of original persuasive, we actually have two encore performances. We will do one original persuasive and then go on to the humorous and then go back. The first original persuasive, we have Sarah Seisen.
Can you say the name again?
I'm sorry, was it Sarah? Safari, I'm sorry.
Studies have shown every minute someone dies from heart disease. So, if you were to picture this in this room, by the end of my speech, 5 people in this front row would have already died. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in both men and women in the United States, and it is responsible for 610,000 deaths per year. And that's only in the US. If you're a high schooler who does not exercise at least 1 hour a day, let me ask you this. Are you ready to die or pay thousands of dollars for hospital treatments within 50 years or less? The reason I'm up here today is to persuade you that you should be in a sport or at least be committed to some daily exercise because it will help you for your academic life, your physical well-being, and mental health. First, the biggest excuse I hear why students don't exercise is because they don't have the time. And you yourself might be the one who's saying, I have too many AP courses to focus. Essay writing, debate research. But hey, I'm a high schooler too, and I completely understand. But the truth is, it actually saves you time. Because doing all your assignments with a better functioning brain will not only give you better results, but it'll also take you less time to finish because your brain is functioning faster. So you actually want to be making time to exercise because there's so much positive impact it has on your academic life. Here's an experiment done by a psychophysiologist. He wanted to dig in the neuroscience of how exercise can affect a student's academic life. So he took a group of 40 students, half fit and half unfit, and he made them all take the same test, all wearing an electroencephalogram. What's that? Well, it's like a swim cap embedded with electrodes that measures electrical activity in the brain. In the end, it showed that the fit students had a better memory and faster processing speed. Not only that, but he also found out that the student made a mistake. The fit students in particular would slow down and make sure they got the next one right. The ability to stop and use that wrong choice as a guide in making the next decision is controlled by the area of the brain called the frontal cortex. Like, when a healthy brain kid shoots a basketball with the wrong form and misses, he or she would most likely stop to think what they need to do to their form to make the next shot. Overall, this experiment shows that fit students would most likely have a faster and better functioning brain. sports and exercise, I have learned skills such as communication, respect, confidence, commitment, and all of these skills has helped me in my daily life, and especially at school. On top of academics, being physically active will make you feel better about yourself. Make you feel better about yourself. Which brings me to my second point, where exercise will help you for your physical well-being. Now, this point is probably the most obvious one because it's what's taught in most PE classes, and you can actually see your body physically transform from the workout that you do. Admit it, everyone wants to look good, and lots of people are worried about their weight, but by exercising, it can help you achieve that, and it can help you start managing your weight. It even reduces risks of several diseases, and at the same time, strengthen your bones and muscles. I'm telling you, when you're in your 80s and you're trying to play with your cute grandchildren, or you're simply just trying to ride a bike, you're going to regret not strengthening your bones when you did have the energy in high school. Third, mental health. High school can be hard, and stress can be a huge part of it. But when you exercise and move your body creates chemicals called endorphins, which can help improve your mood. And I'm sure all of you know, mood affects everything, including your relationships with people. Scientists have also discovered that exercise helps with stress, anxiety, and even depression. And last of all, you will sleep better. And I know for a fact, every high schooler loves sleep. And if you work your brain and body hard, you'll sleep much better. In conclusion, being physically active in high school will help you create good, lifelong habits, and will help you for your academic life, physical well-being, and mental health. And these all lead to a happier way of living. If all of us in this room walked out and committed to exercise, there would be less risks of all of us dying from heart disease, and we could possibly fill up this stronger government.
Thanks for talking to me. Next up, humorous category. Surya.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and... Wait, is that the timer? Ah, yabe, I haven't finished memorizing my speech. But memory, it's so weird, you know. You can remember something so stupid and useless as the wheels on the bus go round and round. But when it comes to something important like this speech, it just completely goes out of your head. But I mean, like, how did you guys all do it? Like, what's your secret? Like, I need to know this, right? And like, I thought about it, but like, stalking you would have taken too much time. So I went to the next best thing, the internet. Netflix then came to the rescue. I was watching Sherlock Holmes, and Sherlock was using this thing called Memory Palace. I had a big biology exam the next day, and timing couldn't have been more perfect. And hey, if Sherlock's using it, it's good enough for me. Now, what is a memory palace? Well, it's all about creating a familiar journey and putting the things you want to remember on that journey. Like, for example, I walk up to the front door of my house, I ring the bell, ding dong, and a chromosome answers. Who is it? It's Surya. Can I come in? Like, mate, that's my house. No! You cannot come in! There's 46 of us already! Besides, we only let you in pairs! Get up! So you guys get the idea, right? Cool. So I stayed up, and I made a list of key biology terms, like chromosome, mitochondria, mitosis, yortosis, hertosis, etc. And I stayed up all night building my journey. And, you know, I get to my example. I am psyched to do this test. I sit down, I turn the paper over, and the first question is all about these key terms. Perfect. I begin walking through my journey. It's a gentle breeze across my face. Sun is shining. Birds are chirping. The yellow brick road leads me over the horizon. Flowers, every color. Green, brown, pink with turquoise polka. And in the distance, marshmallow. Big, fluffy, yummy marshmallow. And on top of one, the mitochondria. Time! Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Oh, I just slept through my entire exam. The proctor was looking at me. I was looking back at him. And then he looked at my blank paper. I had to give that thing in with whatever dignity I had left. Oh crap, I didn't even remember to put my name on it. It's a memory palace. It's hardly what you call foolproof. Thanks, Sherlock. I needed something better. It was then that a friend told me about this technique called word association, where you attach a difficult term with an image or an idea that's easy to remember. But I wasn't convinced. It seemed too easy, right? But hey, I'm a scientist, remember? Let's do an experiment. Let's try my name. So my name is Surya. It means sun in Sanskrit, and suns are all stars. So now we have my name, and we got the image we attach it to. Put it together and we get Surya All-Star. And let's see if everyone remembers, especially the judges, to try and this competition. Now, in the meantime, I thought we should look at some different other options to improve my memory. And another friend of mine recommended that I try drugs. Now, he said it was really big in places like the US with such drugs like Adderall. And he specifically said, for whatever reason, that I should try snorting coke. Snorting? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I usually drink coke. But hey, it works, you know. So I buy a can of coke, I pop it open, shove a straw down the can, shove that straw up my nose, and... The only thing I remember is the pain! Now, you guys are probably thinking that the pain wasn't really that bad, and my memory of it was worse. Now, you're wrong. Never try to snort coke. It's horrible. But you are right. False memories are actually a thing. And it's all about the messing up of the five senses. And it's really interesting. Everyone has some sort of false memory. Even me. I do recall one time, I was walking along the beach when I stepped on a man-of-war jellyfish. I clutched my foot in agony and screamed for my mother, "I take! Oh! Help me! Help me! Help me!" Everyone's ears perked up, and my mother marched across the beach, slapped me across the face, and said, "Hey, stop embarrassing me! It's just a plastic bag." Worse than that, I could have sworn it was a jellyfish, but it was a clear example of my senses deceiving me. Wait, I sense my speech coming back to me. It's coming. It's coming. My informative speech this evening is sorry, what? Oh, informative was this morning? This is Encore? Well, that's awkward. The wheels on the bus.
Back on to the original persuasive. Sorry, I didn't make a mistake. Sarah. Sarah. All right, a big round of applause for that.
I am a loner. What does that actually mean? Are you a loner too? The Cambridge Dictionary defines loner as a person who likes to do things on their own, without other people. But I'm not saying that I don't like people, and it's not that I'm antisocial. I'm the polar opposite of antisocial. I'm talkative, I'm loud, I'm energetic, I love socializing, yet there's some times where I just need to be by myself. And I enjoy being alone. The word alone holds a negative connotation and people instantly relate the word to negative thoughts, loneliness, anxiety, depression. We become skeptical of the thought of aloneness because of the judgments that we might receive from others for being alone. But Paul Tillich, a philosopher, once said, "Language has created the word loneliness to express the pain of being alone, and it has created the word solitude to express the glory of being alone." Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sarah, and I am here today to enlighten you on why you need to spend more time alone. So, first of all, we need to find the time to recharge our energy after a busy week. But when I say spend more time alone, I don't mean be antisocial, be an introvert, or be an antisocial. What I need you to do is embrace time alone, in order to further appreciate those who surround you. According to the website Psychology Today, the ability to tolerate alone time has been linked to increased happiness, better life satisfaction, and improved stress management. But many of you may still ask, how will I know if I need to spend more time alone? Well, imagine yourself with your friends and family 24/7. You start to feel the stress. Those small habits that they possess slowly turn into major irritations, causing arguments, regrets, and eventually tears. It's completely fine to say, I need some time alone today, or I think I'm just going to stay at home this weekend. Because taking a step back from the social life is just as important to your happiness as it is to just having fun with your friends. By accepting alone time, we are able to regroup, and you're able to regain your sanity. Solitude is a catalyst for productivity. Can you remember the last time you felt like you've accomplished something big after a study session at Starbucks with your friends? Exactly. No. When the thought of working with friends is enjoyable, your productivity is non-existent. Adrian Vernon states clearly in his book, The Psychology of Behavior at Work, that employees should work alone when efficiency and creativity is a top priority. Doesn't this apply to most of us today? Whether you're a student, a parent, a teacher, or you work in an office, being seen as efficient is vital to our everyday lives. And according to surveys done within multiple businesses, 86% of those surveyed claim that working alone helped them reach maximum productivity. It is evident that aloneness does truly enhance your productivity, and by choosing to do work alone, you can pace yourself according to what's best for you. Being alone is also about being independent. Gandhi once said, "It's easy to stand with the crowd. It takes courage to stand alone." Solitude is a chance for us to listen to ourselves, to form our own decisions without having to wait for other people's acknowledgments. You decide your own worth. Ultimately, it's about finding the true balance between your solo life and your social time. When it comes down to it, being alone is not only beneficial to your happiness, but it is to the relationships that you form as well. When you spend more time alone, you take a step back to regroup. When you spend more time alone, you become productive and efficient. You learn how to become a strong and independent persona. And above all, through spending time by yourself, you discover the essential ingredients that you need to discover your own happiness. Even Justin Timberlake, who claimed that he has the sunshine in his pocket and the good soul in his feet, said that the best part of being alone is that you don't really have to answer to anybody. You do what you want to do. So try shopping alone this weekend with you and your music only. Head to Starbucks without using Snapchat to inform the world of your whereabouts. Or just stay at home. Do nothing. It's your decision. need some more alone time. Thank you.
Thank you very much to all the encore performers. Another round of applause. Thank you very much.